Tom receives a strange mail containing a CD labeled Sonic.exe, presumably from his friend Kyle, whom he hasn't spoken to for 2 weeks. Being a longtime fan of the game, he irresistibly puts the CD in his computer, unaware of the twisted and dark fate about to befall him. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator. You can follow me on Twitter where you can generally catch up and just send me game requests. This video will contain spoilers. With that in mind, let's begin. I'm happy to tell you folks that this video has been sponsored by NordVPN. You should be already aware of what a VPN is. They keep your sensitive information online secure by making your IP address anonymous, which makes it difficult for hackers to track you. NordVPN is one of the fastest VPNs with a very high rating. I can tell you after some use and testing, it didn't impact my internet speed at all, which I'm really impressed about. There have been times that I tried to watch a show or a movie in the past, but because of the country restrictions, I was unable to. Well, no more. With NordVPN, you can enjoy movies, shows, and games that are inaccessible in different countries. NordVPN is available on pretty much most of the devices and platforms, such as Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, and iPhones, making it easy to browse safely and securely, enjoying your favorite media without restrictions. You can get an awesome 2-year plan with 4 months free using my promo code at nordvpn.com/gamersu. Sonic the Hedgehog has been an iconic game which shaped the childhood of many adults today, including my own. Being able to live those days again without a concern or worry about the adult daily life today would be a miracle and nothing short of immense nostalgia. That is what happens when one day Tom receives a mysterious CD from his friend Kyle containing the game Sonic, but being a newer version, a modded one, labeled Sonic.exe, or also referred to as EXE. Tom hasn't spoken to Kyle for 2 weeks, and he mentions that this in fact is quite strange as they usually speak, and receiving a CD without any prior message is certainly out of character for Kyle. But what Tom finds in the package makes him dismiss all the red flags and distraction of what it contains. Tom is a big fan of Sonic, and especially the original ones. That is why he becomes ecstatic when he receives the CD in hopes of reviving those memorable days once more. As Tom opens the package, he finds a note accompanying the CD. The note is extremely alarming and entails a concerning message.
I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it, please.
Tom mentions despite Kyle being his best friend and not speaking to him for 2 weeks, and the fact that this note is extremely alarming, Tom proceeds to insert the disc into his computer and experience once more the feeling he had in his childhood. As Tom starts the game, the title screen of the original Sonic shows, but soon, for a split second, the title image glitches into something terrifying and cuts to black. To Tom's horror, the glitch made the sky become dark, Sega 1991 logo became Sega 666, and the water became blood red. The most noticeable change was far more terrifying, however. Sonic's eyes turned black while bleeding with pinpoint red dots for pupils, with a menacing grin on his face. Despite being disturbed, Tom continues to play the game and dismiss all the oddities as being intentional due to being modded. To Tom's surprise, save file select appears, which never was an implementation in the original Sonic game. The sky is dark with a creepy reverse soundtrack playing in the background. The screen offers Tom to choose between 3 characters: Tails, Knuckles, and strangely Dr. Robotnik, with Tails only being unlocked and ready to play for now. Despite the game being a Sonic game, with Sonic appropriately being the main character, Sonic is nowhere to be seen. Tom thinks to himself, where could Sonic be? Is he involved in the game? And more sinister thoughts infiltrate in to what if Tom saw in the glitch in the title screen is what had happened to poor Sonic. Tom selects Tails and a creepy evil pixelated laugh is heard, taking Tom to the first stage, called Hell Act 1. The usual upbeat, happy background music of Sonic has changed into a grim, unpleasant, reversed, creepy one. The green hills and rocks are still reminiscent of the original Sonic, however, which reassures Tom that everything is according to plan. As Tails continues on the strangely flat grounds, he reaches a dead animal that Sonic and Tails used to save. Lying and bleeding, with Tails expressing emotions far more realistic than any he has shown before. More dead animals show up in gruesome manners, with Tails being saddened as if he's actually feeling real emotions. As Tails passes through the brutally murdered corpses of the defenseless animals, he finally stops, seeing Sonic standing with his eyes closed on the other side of the screen. Tails then starts moving on his own, slowly approaching Sonic to get his attention. The screen becomes infested with static noises and glitchy screen when Tails reaches Sonic, with Sonic opening his eyes, displaying how black they are, with pinpoint glowing dots. The screen cuts to black with the text appearing saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?"
Hello. Do you want to play with me?
Tom gets a bad feeling and wants to stop, but his curiosity gets the better of him as the stage shows hide and seek. Tails is placed in the same green hills, but the background is engulfed in fire, as if Tails is in the bowels of hell. After running for a while, the same awful laugh is heard yet again, with images of the corrupted Sonic appearing in the screen, who then appears and relentlessly chases after Tails. But what's horrifying is the fact that Sonic is floating rather than having contact to the ground. The drowning music plays, which creates a suspenseful chase, with Sonic having a deranged look on his face, enjoying the chase. Tails' run is in vain as Sonic slowly catches up to him, and just before he reaches him, he disappears with Tails breaking down to tears due to the immense fear and helplessness. All of a sudden, Sonic, becoming much larger, appears in front of him and utters with a deep, horrifying voice, "I will eat your heart."
I will eat your heart.
Before Tails' heart explodes from within, with blood pouring out. The screen then cuts to black with screeching sounds being heard, with white text saying if the player wants to try again as he's too slow. The game takes Tom to the character select screen once more, with Tails nowhere seen and a grim, grayed out image of him shown with his eyes bleeding. Tom is now able to choose Knuckles, with both Tails and Dr. Robotnik characters locked. The same evil laugh is heard when Tom chooses Knuckles and the stage reads, "You can't run." The sky is dark red and Knuckles is placed on the grounds of Scrap Brain Zone. After running for a while, the screen glitches in statics a few times, with blood appearing on the grounds. All of a sudden, the same deranged, corrupted Sonic appears in front of Knuckles and terrorizes him. Knuckles tries to punch him, but Sonic teleports back and forth while levitating. After having enough playing with Knuckles, Knuckles drops to his knees, sobbing, while Sonic in deep coarse voice mentions that he will die at his ends, before killing Knuckles in a similar fashion to Tails.
You will die at my hands.
The screen cuts to black yet again, with white texts reading, "So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree?" Then the character select screen appears again, with Knuckles' image being grayed out with bleeding eyes. Now only Dr. Robotnik is selectable and unlocked. Tom, shocked to the terrifying nature of this game, shuts off his computer and takes a nap to just brush off this cursed experience. This unfortunately gets worse, as in his vivid dreams, he hears cries of Tails and Knuckles asking to why he let him take their souls, and that he will come for him next. Tom then witnesses the demonic Sonic approaching him, and saying that he will be next before holding his arm, with Tom awakening. Curious to get to the bottom of it, he runs the game once more and chooses Dr. Robotnik. The stage title is unnamed with only 3 dots, which creates a sense of despair. Dr. Robotnik is placed in a dungeon-like hallway with checkered floors and blood smears on the walls. As Dr. Robotnik runs, he reaches a flight of stairs leading down. The colors of flames lighting up the hallways change, as if these hallways are a living and breathing entity. Dr. Robotnik yet again reaches another flight of stairs, leading lower and lower into the bowels of this creepy hallway, when suddenly, the corrupted Sonic appears with screen cutting to black and statics. A hyper-realistic Sonic then appears on the screen with a text appearing above him, saying, "I am God." It's only then that Tom realizes that this isn't Sonic, but an evil and demonic eldritch god who has, with the foolish help of Tom, enslaved Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly even Kyle. And this game is a gateway to his nightmarish world. Sonic all of a sudden jumps at the screen, opening its mouth to unnatural lengths, with a dark black hole-like presence in his mouth. Then suddenly, a text appears saying, "Are you ready for round 2, Tom?" The computer then shuts off on its own, and Tom becomes unable to turn it back on, no matter what. Tom sits there hopelessly, when after several seconds, he hears a voice coming from his room, saying,
"Make this interesting for me, Tom."
When he turns around, he sees a similar demonic Sonic in a form of a plushy toy sitting behind him, when Tom's story comes to an abrupt end. There have been many speculations and talk about who Sonic.exe is, which many have come to the conclusion that it's an eldritch god, who dwells in the interdimension with a cult following. It seems as if X is incapable of living in the real world for too long, hence why he is present within games and uses them to lure real people in to torment and enslave them. X is a powerful god, and based on a short introduction, many of his powers were displayed. He is said to possess game characters and easily dispose of them when he's bored of them. It seems that he found the Sonic character very interesting, hence why he stayed in his body for long. He is said to have a black hole inside of his mouth, which he can use to completely eradicate an enslaved soul after being bored with them. Kyle was one of the unlucky players who mysteriously got a copy of the game containing the evil god X inside, who used the CD as a gateway to possess and enslave Kyle, hence why he has disappeared for 2 weeks. It's unclear why Kyle would send the CD to Tom to destroy, which leads to Tom playing it and rendering himself as a victim alongside Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik. Even though Kyle speculated that X would be destroyed after destroying the CD, it's unlikely he would be fully eradicated, as he's an interdimensional entity who might lay dormant until awaken again. If you enjoyed this video, you can watch more by clicking on the cards on the screen. You can also stay tuned for the latest videos by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host R. Until the next video, have a fantastic day.